I'm not sure, you know, this is a little bit different, I think, than my normal content. But I think given the context and given my, position publicly in terms of, support and things of that for law enforcement, I think it's probably worth discussing a little bit now that we've seen some released footage from everything that happened in Texas. Uh, just it makes me sick. I wouldn't recommend watching it. I don't think I would. There's it's not even, it's not what you see, it's what you hear and what you know is happening. And look, just like anybody who, tribalism is always bad. It's always bad. Whether you're liberal and you just like vote blue no matter who, or you're a Republican and you vote red until you're dead, or whatever they say, I don't know. Um, it's bad. And even, back the blue, thin blue line, all this stuff. Look, I support my law enforcement, but there's also the fact that they don't have a duty to protect you. They don't have a duty to put their life on the line to save you. And when you put this, in with a lot of what maybe our government's trying to do right now, saying, "Hey, give up the ways that you can defend yourself. We'll let the police protect you." This is this is not instilling a ton of confidence. Now, I am sure, as we saw in this video, there were people that wanted to breach and they were being held back. So, I'm certainly not going to say, hey, this is definitely representative of all PD. Spoken to several officer friends of mine, and obviously they're sick to their stomachs about it too. But it's really hard to defend this footage. And there are several officers there that are just looking really, really bad. You've got this guy, the footage. So this says, one of the PD has come under scrutiny after new footage appeared where he has a Punisher locked screen on his phone. And he's just like walking around checking his cell phone. And by the way, you could hear, people screaming in the background. You can hear discharges going off. Just brutal. Checking on his phone, which features the American flag and the Punisher background, is a perfect summation of modern American policing. I don't know, actor and comedian Patton Oswalt also calls the irony. Yeah, I mean, I would argue that if that the Punisher would probably be looking for him, not the other way around. There's other just brutal footage of these guys just standing around. This guy, after sitting there for 57 minutes, putting hand sanitizer on. Are you kidding me? And he also ran away. The footage of him running. Look, hey, if I was in that situation, you better believe that, it's easy for people to say, oh, I would have just done this or that or this or that. It's, but also I didn't sign up for it. I didn't sign up. I mean, this happens all the time, by the way, in the military, all the way back to, every major conflict, you have people who just shell-shocked, become a huge liability for the soldiers around them. People are not cut out for this stuff. Sitting around loitering for 77 minutes. They're seen pacing the hall, stopping for hand sanitizer, and running away. A 4-minute video, which condenses clips from inside during the event, shows all sorts of stuff. Shows more than 24 officers, some in tactical gear, waiting for more than an hour outside the classroom, while the loser barricaded inside of it. Several officers are seen running away from the classroom after hearing discharges. they did this while the children and teachers were on the phone begging for help. Every one of them should be fired. I mean, that's a fact. The fact that their mayor is mad that the footage was leaked. You see this one. You can see, look inside this picture. Editor's note: the sound of kids screaming have been removed. I think you should they should have left it in, so people could hear what these guys heard while they were sitting there putting hand sanitizer on and checking their phones. I mean, what are they supposed to, what are these, are you kidding me? And our government wants us to give up our abilities to defend ourselves. Are you kidding? I gotta find this one clip. Well, I don't actually want to show the footage, but you can see here, one of the more overweight officers is literally running like a complete coward. This is here on the right. By the way, they were feet away and had enormous numbers. There had to be 50 armed men there waiting. I think right here on the right, you see them restraining a deputy whose kid is in the class. These, I mean, are you kidding me? I don't want to break down the footage. It's just so sickening. But I mean, like, this dude running away, this is the same guy also that I think this guy's being restrained. He wants to go do his job. This guy, which is also the guy later running, was putting on hand sanitizer. What are you doing? What are you doing? This isn't like a few guys too. What you see here is fear, which is normal. Okay, fear, shell shock. These people had no freaking idea what to do other than just stand around. This guy running away like a maniac, like a coward. Are you kidding me? These people had nothing. They had no idea what to do. I'm supposed to believe that they have all sorts of training. I mean, these are the same guys that pulled me out of my house at 11 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? Like, what are these people trained to do? And you can't say, look, it's not like it was one or two beat cops, who were, outmanned and out firepowered. You had massive tactical advantages from top to bottom, and you stood there as 20-something young lives were erased. I mean, this is just indefensible. I don't think any law enforcement officer would disagree with me. Now, I get that we were just following orders, people. Okay. Well, were you ordered to stand there for 77 minutes and apply hand sanitizer and then run away when you could have very easily stormed? You mean you had all the gear? You were not likely to suffer many, you weren't likely to suffer much. I think this is also true of the issue that happened in Colorado a million years ago. The cops stood outside until long after the two pieces of garbage that were inside had taken the coward's way out. It's really, I mean, yes, there are tons of videos of PD putting their life on the line, saving people, and being truly heroic. There has to be some serious consequences for this. If you're here to tell me, look, they were just following orders, then whoever gave those orders, I mean, I don't know what the extent of like any kind of personal liability or what kind of law would be broken, but I mean, and none of these cops should ever work in law enforcement again. Period. When I see you running away like a wacky inflatable flailing arm tube man, what am I supposed to do? Why would I even pick up the phone if my life was in danger? Why would I even pick up the phone if you're going to stand around outside for over an hour and a half and do nothing. Yeah, turn in your abilities to protect yourselves, Americans. Trust that you will be safe. This is way worse than I expected. And then the mayor calls the media chicken for releasing video. Are you kidding me? Why? Because it makes you look terrible? You can support the idea of police. You can support good cops, but you also you have to be able to point out what the heck, this is a complete breakdown from top to bottom. Absolutely no leadership displayed, absolutely no tactical planning, practice, or precision displayed. I understand people get scared and whatever, but that's what you signed up for. You didn't sign up to just give speeding tickets to soccer moms. You're supposed to protect people. You're supposed to put yourself in harm's way to protect people. That's what you're supposed to do. If you aren't willing to do that, then you shouldn't be a cop. And if you aren't, and as we've seen with our Supreme Court, remember this always. I'll leave you with this. Police have zero duty to protect you. Zero. They have zero duty to intervene and protect you if it puts themselves at risk. None. And we just saw it happen. Just heartbreaking.